What's up, guys? In this video, I'm finally going to be proving that I can remember all of the counties in the United States by memory. It's been about 8 months leading up to this moment, most of which was just making the website, only 2 or 3 of which was actually memorizing the counties and their locations. This is actually my second time trying to make this video. The first time, I forgot one single county in South Dakota, so that was kind of tough. My goal is to try and do this in about 2.5 hours. I think that's reasonable. My last attempt took just a little bit longer than that, so I think I should be able to do it in 2.5 hours as long as I'm typing quickly. I'm going to be doing the states in the same order that I learned them, meaning I'm starting with North Carolina and finishing with the final boss, Texas, which has by far the most counties of any state. I have the list over here on the right, and I have the number of counties in that state next to it. And then there's one single county that uses a special character that's not on my keyboard, so when I get to that, I'll have to use that. I don't really expect anyone to watch this whole video, so if you want to skip around or skip to the end, feel free to do that. But without further ado, I guess let's get started. Start our timer, and let's go. North Carolina. All right. Currituck, Camden, Pasquo Tank, Perquimans, Chowan, Gates, Hertford, Bertie, Martin, Washington, Tyrell, Dare, Hyde, Beaufort, Pamlico, Craven, Jones, Carteret, Onslow, Pender, New Hanover, Brunswick, Columbus, Bladen, Sampson, Duplin, Lenoir, Green, Wayne, Wilson, Pitt, Edgecombe, Nash, Halifax, Northampton, Johnston, Wake County, Franklin, Warren, Vance, Granville, Durham, Orange, Alamance, Guilford, Person, Caswell, Rockingham, Randolph, Chatham, Lee, Moore, Harnett, Cumberland, Hoke, Scotland, Robeson, Richmond, Montgomery, Stanley, Cabarrus, Mecklenburg, Union, Anson, Gaston, Lincoln, Cleveland, Catawba, Iredell, Rowan, Davidson, Davie, Forsyth, Yadkin, Stokes, Surrey, Allegheny, Ash, Watauga, Avery, Wilkes, Alexander, Caldwell, Burke, McDowell, Rutherford, Polk, Henderson, Transylvania, Jackson, Macon, Clay, Cherokee, Graham, Swain, Haywood, Buncombe, Madison, Nancy, Mitchell, Connecticut. Let's see if I can get all of New England. No. Okay. Fairfield, Litchfield, Hartford, Tolland, Windham, New London, Middlesex, New Haven, Rhode Island, Providence, Kent, Washington, Bristol and Newport, Massachusetts, Berkshire, Franklin is the top one, Hampshire, Hampden, Worcester, Middlesex, Essex, Suffolk, Norfolk, Bristol, which touches Bristol, Rhode Island, Plymouth, Barnstable, Dukes, and Nantucket, Maine. Aroostook, Washington, Hancock, Penobscot, Piscataquis, Somerset, Franklin, Oxford, Waldo, Kennebec, Knox, Lincoln, Sagadahoc, Androscoggin, Cumberland, York, New Hampshire, Coos, Grafton, Sullivan, Cheshire, Hillsborough, Merrimack, Belknap, Carroll, Stratford, and Rockingham, Vermont. Essex, Caledonia, Orange, Windsor, Windham, Bennington, Rutland, Addison, Chittenden, Washington, Lemoy, Orleans, Franklin, Grand Isle, Delaware, Newcastle, Kent, Sussex, only 3 counties in Delaware, New Jersey. That is the fewest amount of counties in any state. Cape May, Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, Salem, Cumberland, Ocean, Monmouth, Middlesex, Mercer, Hunterdon, Warren, Sussex, Somerset, Morris, Passaic, Bergen, Hudson, Essex, and Union. Hawaii. Hawaii is the big one, and then Maui, and then Kalawao is that tiny one on that island. And then Honolulu and Kauai. Nevada. I don't remember why I skipped to Nevada next. Well, I'll stay here. Clark is the bottom one. That's where Las Vegas is. Nye, Lincoln, White, Pine, Elko, Esmeralda, Mineral, Lyon, Douglas, Carson City, Story, Washoe, Churchill, Pershing, Humboldt, Lander, Eureka, Alaska. We got Aleutians West, Aleutians East, Lake and Peninsula, Bristol Bay, Kodiak Island, Kenai Peninsula, Dillingham, Bethel, Kusilvac, Nome, Northwest Arctic, North Slope, Yukon Koyukuk, Denali, Fairbanks, North Star, Southeast, Fairbanks, Matanuska, Susitna, Copper River, Anchorage, Chugach, Yakutat, Puna, Angoon, Juneau, Haines, Skagway, Sitka, Petersburg, Wrangell, Ketchikan, Gateway, and Prince of Wales, Hyder. Maryland. While I'm here, I'm going to do District of Columbia, because that is its own county equivalent. And then I'll do Maryland. From west to east, Garrett. No. Allegheny, which is spelled, Maryland spells it without that H. Washington, Frederick, Carroll, Baltimore, Baltimore City, Harford, and Cecil, then Kent, which touches Kent County, Delaware, Queen Anne's, Caroline, Talbot, Dorchester, Wicomico, Somerset, and Worcester, and then St. Mary's, Charles, Prince George's, Montgomery, Howard, Annie Arundel, and Calvert. That is Maryland. South Carolina. Horry, that's Myrtle Beach. Marion, Dillon, Marlboro, Chesterfield, Lancaster, Chester, York, Cherokee, Union, Spartanburg, Greenville, Pickens, Oconee, Anderson, Abbeville, McCormick, Edgefield, Saluda, Greenwood, Lawrence, Newberry, Fairfield, Kershaw, Lee, Sumter, Richland, Lexington, Calhoun, Aiken, Orangeburg, Bamberg, Barnwell, Allendale, Hampton, Jasper, Beaufort, Colleton, Dorchester, Charleston, Berkeley, Clarendon. We'll go Darlington is that top one, Darlington, and then Florence, Williamsburg, and Georgetown. New York. Suffolk, Nassau, Queens. Kings is actually Brooklyn, and then Staten Island is called Richmond County. Manhattan is New York, and then Bronx is just Bronx. Westchester, Rockland, Orange, Sullivan, Ulster, Putnam, Dutchess, Columbia, Rensselaer, Washington, Greene, Delaware, Schoharie, Albany, Schenectady, Saratoga, Warren, Essex, Clinton in the Corner, Franklin, St. Lawrence, Jefferson, Lewis, Herkimer, Hamilton, Fulton, Montgomery. Then there's Otsego, Oneida, Oswego, and Onondaga. Cayuga, Madison, Chenango, Broome, Portland, Tompkins, Tioga, Chemung, Schuyler, Steuben, Yates, Ontario, yep, Seneca, Wayne, Monroe, Orleans, Niagara is Niagara Falls, obviously. Erie is on Lake Erie. Genesee, Wyoming, Livingston, Allegheny, also spelled the same way as Maryland, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua. There we go. All right. Virginia. Virginia is unique in that it has all these, they're called like independent cities that are separate from counties. We'll start west to east. Lee. Wise has Norton City. Dickinson with an E. I think that's the only one that's spelled like that. There's multiple other Dickinsons spelled with an I, but I think that's the only one with an E. Buchanan. Scott. Galax, wait no, that's Bristol City is the one I'm looking at, and that's in Washington. Then there's Grayson, which has Galax City, that's that one. And then there's Russell and Tazewell, Smythe and Wythe, Pulaski and Montgomery surround Radford City. Bland, Giles, Craig, and what is that one? That's Carroll. And Patrick. Henry has Martinsville City. And then Pittsylvania has Danville City. And then Halifax, Mecklenburg, Charlotte. I find it funny that those are next to each other. Lunenburg, Brunswick, Greensville has Emporia City. Back to the west, it's Floyd, Franklin, Roanoke has Roanoke City and Salem City. Then there's Bedford, Campbell, Lynchburg City, Amherst, and Appomattox. And then that one is Prince Edward, and then Nottoway, Amelia, Cumberland, Buckingham, Nelson, we'll go Beautort, and then Allegheny, spelled the same way as North Carolina, Covington City, Bath, Highland, then Rock Bridge has Buena Vista City, and Lexington City on the west. Then there's Augusta has Staunton City and Waynesboro City. Then Albemarle is Charlottesville City. Green and Orange are next to each other, of course. Madison. Rockingham has Harrisonburg City. Page, Shenandoah. Frederick. Okay, I just spelled it wrong the first time. That's why I was confused. That has Winchester City. Then we got Clark with an E. Warren. I'm going to zoom in slightly more, because because that's something I can do. Loudoun and Fauquier, Rappahannock, Culpeper. I'm going to zoom in even more for the DC area. So we got Arlington, Alexandria City, Falls Church City, which might be the smallest county equivalent in the whole country. There's Fairfax and Fairfax City, Prince William, and that has Manassas City and Manassas Park City, which that one might be smaller than Falls Church. I have not looked into that. Stafford, Prince no, that's one was King George. Prince George was below. Then there's Fredericksburg City. Is that one? Zoom out. No. There we go. I'll go right there. All right. We've got Westmoreland, Northumberland, Accomack, and Northampton are on the peninsula. There's Lancaster, Richmond County, which is different from Richmond City. There's, I'll go Spotsylvania is next to Caroline, Essex, Middlesex, Matthews, Gloucester, King and Queen, then King William, Hanover, Louisa, Fluvanna, Goochland, Powhatan, Henrico, and Richmond City is there. Chesterfield, Dinwiddie. Those three small ones are Petersburg City on the bottom, and then Colonial Heights City above it, Colonial Heights City, and then Hopewell City to the right. And that's with Prince George, right? Yes. And there's Charles City and New Kent, and then James City, Williamsburg City, York. There's Newport News City, Poquoson City, and Hampton City. We'll go Surrey, Sussex, Southampton has Franklin City, then Isle of Wight, Suffolk City, Chesapeake City, Virginia Beach City, and then Hampton City. Oh wait, what? No. Oops. That one's Norfolk City. That's my bad. And then Portsmouth City. Alright, Virginia, then Wyoming. We'll start with Uinta, Lincoln, Sweetwater, Carbon, Fremont, Sublette, Teton, no, that one's Park in the top left corner. And then Hot Springs, plural. Washakie. This one's Bighorn. Sheridan, Johnson, Campbell, like the soup. Crook, Weston is not in the west for some reason. Natrona, Converse, Niobrara, then Albany, which is the only other Albany other than the one in New York. Platte, Goshen, and Laramie. Then we got Arizona, Mojave, Coconino, Navajo, and Apache. Yavapai. Maricopa is Phoenix. La Paz. Below that is Yuma. Pima, Santa Cruz, Cochise. Above that is Graham, Greenlee, and Gila. And then the last one is Pinal, Pennsylvania. We'll go Philadelphia, Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware, Chester, Lancaster, York, Adams, Franklin, Fulton, Bedford, Somerset, Fayette, Greene, Washington, Allegheny, which is spelled differently than any of the other ones, Westmoreland, Indiana, Armstrong, Butler, Beaver, right? Yes. Mercer, no, it's Lawrence and then Mercer. And then Crawford, Erie is on Lake Erie. Warren, Forest, Venango, Clarion, Jefferson, Elk, Cameron, Clearfield, Cambria, Blair, Huntingdon, Mifflin, Juniata, Perry, Cumberland, Dauphin, Lebanon, Berks, Lehigh, Northampton, Schuylkill, Carbon, Monroe, Pike, Wayne, Susquehanna, Lackawanna, Luzerne, Columbia, Montour, Northumberland, Snyder, Union, Center, Clinton, Lycoming, Sullivan, Wyoming, Bradford, Potter, Tioga, and McKeon. I actually got two of those backwards. Georgia, which is second most in number of counties. Georgia. We'll go bottom to top-ish, something like that. Camden, Glenn, McIntosh, Long, Liberty, Bryan, Chatham, Effingham, Scraven, Jenkins, Bullock with an H, Candler, Emmanuel, we'll go Evans, Tatnall, Toombs, Montgomery, Wheeler, Telfair, Jeff Davis, Coffee, Bacon. Of course, coffee and bacon are next to each other. Appling. That one is Wayne, Pierce, Brantley, Ware, Charlton, Clinch, Eccles, Lanier, Atkinson, Berrien, Irwin, Ben Hill, Lowndes, that's next to Brooks, Thomas, Grady, Decatur, Seminole, Miller, Early, Clay, Calhoun, Doherty, Baker, and then Mitchell, Colquitt with 2 T's, Cook, Worth, Tift, Turner, Crisp, and Dooley. Then Wilcox, Pulaski, Bleckley, Dodge, Lawrence, Burke, Jefferson, Washington, Glasscock. Back to the bottom, we got Lee, Terrell, Randolph, Quitman, Stewart, Webster, Muskogee with a C, and Chattahoochee, Marion, Schley, like that, Sumter, Macon, Peach, Georgia Peach, of course, Houston, that one is Taylor, and then Crawford, and then Bibb, and then we got Twiggs and Wilkinson, then Baldwin and Jones, Hancock, Warren, McDuffie, Richmond, Columbia, Lincoln, Elbert. No, that one's Wilkes, actually. Taliaferro, Green, Oconee, Oglethorpe, Clark, Putnam, Jasper, Morgan, Madison. That one's Albert. Then Hart, Franklin, Stephens, Banks, Jackson, Barrow, Walton, Newton, Rockdale, Henry, Butts, great county name, Monroe, Lamar, Upson, Pike, Spalding, and we have Harris, Troop above that, Talbot, Merriweather, Hurd, Coweta, Carroll, Douglas, Fulton is Atlanta, and that's the big weird one, Fayette, Clayton, DeKalb and Cobb are across from each other, Winnett, Hall, Forsyth, Haralson, Polk, Paulding, Fulton, not Fulton, oops, Floyd, because Fulton obviously is what I said, Bartow, Cherokee, Pickens, Gordon, not Lumpkin, that one's Dawson, and then Lumpkin, White, Habersham, Raboon, Towns, Union, Fannin, Gilmer, Murray, Whitefield. Then the bottom one is Chattooga, and then there's Catoosa is the small one. Then Walker and Dade. Right, Florida. Miami-Dade, Monroe, Collier, Lee, Charlotte, Hendry, Glades, Broward, Palm Beach. Oh, is it just a space? Oops. Martin, St. Lucie, Indian River, Okeechobee is obviously Lake Okeechobee. Highlands, DeSoto and Sarasota, and then Manatee and Hendry. What? Hardy, oops. Inez, Hillsboro, not Marion. This one was Polk and Osceola. Then there's Brevard, Pasco, Hidalgo, Not Hidalgo. Hernando. Oops. Citrus. Sumter. Lake. Orange. Seminole. Volusia. Flagler. St. John's. Duval. Nassau. Clay. Putnam. Marion. Levy. Dixie. Gilchrist. Alachua. Bradford. Union. Baker. Columbia. Lafayette. Suwannee. Taylor. Hamilton. Madison. Jefferson. Leon. Gadsden. Not Franklin, that's Wakula, then Franklin. Liberty. Calhoun. Jackson. Holmes, and then Washington. There's Gulf, Bay, Walton, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, and Escambia, Utah. Box Elder, Cache, Rich. Of course, those are next to each other. Weber, Davis, Morgan, Salt Lake, Utah County, Utah. Summit, Daggett, Uinta with an H. Duchesne, Wasatch, Carbon, Tuele, Juab, Millard, Sanpete, Sevier, Emory, Grand, Beaver, Iron, Washington, Pute, Wayne, Garfield, Kane, and San Juan, West Virginia. In the east, we've got Jefferson, Berkeley, and Morgan, Hampshire, Mineral, Hardy, Grant, Tucker, Preston, Monongalia, Marion, Wetzel, Marshall, Ohio, which touches Ohio, that makes sense. And then Brook with an E, Hancock, Tyler, Dodd Ridge, Harrison, Taylor, Barber, Randolph, Pendleton, Pocahontas, Webster, Upshur, Lewis, Braxton, not Gordon, it's Gilmer, and then Calhoun, Rowan, Wirt, Wood, Ritchie, Pleasant, Jackson, Mason, Putnam, Cable, Wayne, Mingo, Lincoln, Logan, Boone, Kanawha, Clay, Nicholas, Greenbrier, Fayette, Raleigh County, great name, Summers, Monroe, Mercer, McDowell, and Wyoming, West Virginia, Washington, Clallam, Jefferson, Kitsap, Mason, Grays Harbor, Pacific, touches this Pacific Ocean, of course, Wakiakum, Cowlitz, Clark, Lewis, Thurston, Pierce, King, Snohomish, Skagit, Whatcom. And then there's actually Island and San Juan are those two areas. Chelan, Okanogan, Ferry, Stevens, Pend Oriole, Spokane, Lincoln, Douglas and Grant, Kittitas, Yakima, Klickitat, Skamania, Benton, Walla Walla, Franklin, Adams, Whitman. The left one is Columbia, Garfield, Assotin. California. San Diego. Right. Imperial. Riverside. San Bernardino. Orange. Los Angeles. Ventura. Santa Barbara. San Luis Obispo. Kern. Inyo, Mono, Alpine, Tulare, Kings, Fresno, Madera, Monterey, San Benito, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, Alameda, Contra Costa, Merced, Mariposa, Stanislaus, San Joaquin, Sacramento, Marin, Sonoma, Napa, Solano, then that one's Yolo, Tuolumne, Calaveras, Amador, El Dorado, Placer, Nevada, Sierra, Sutter, Yuba, we'll go Mendocino, Humboldt, Del Norte, which is in the north, of course, Trinity, Lake, Calusa, Glen, Butte, Plumas, Lassen, and Modoc, Tehama, Shasta, and Siskiyou, Ohio. Ashtabula, Lake, Cuyahoga, Lorain, Erie, Huron, Richland, Ashland, Wayne, Medina, Summit, Portage, Geauga, Trumbull, Mahoning, Columbiana, Stark, Carroll, Jefferson, Harrison. We'll go Belmont, Monroe, Washington, Athens, Meigs, Gallia, Lawrence, Vinton, Jackson, Hocking, Perry, Fairfield, Licking, Knox, Holmes, Guernsey, Tuscarawas, Coshocton, and Muskingum. And then Noble on the right and Morgan. Then at the bottom, Scioto, Pike, Ross, Pickaway, next one is Franklin, Delaware. Morrow, Marion. Then Crawford and Wyandotte, Seneca, Sandusky, Ottawa, Lucas, Wood, Fulton, Henry, Williams, Defiance, Paulding, Van Wert, Mercer, Auglaize, Allen, Putnam, Hardin, Hancock, Union, Madison, Shelby, and Logan. Yep. Miami, Dark, Preble, Butler, Hamilton, Clermont, Brown, Adams, Highland, then Fayette, Clinton, Warren, Montgomery, Green, Clark, and Champaign, Oregon. Bottom right, Malheur, Harney, Lake, Klamath, Jackson, Josephine, Curry, Coos, Douglas, Lynn, Benton, Lincoln, Polk, Tillamook, which is where the ice cream company is based, Yamhill, Washington, Columbia, Clatsop, top left, Marion, Clackamas, Multnomah, Hood River, Wasco, Jefferson, Deschutes, Crook, Wheeler, Grant, Baker, Wallowa, Union, Umatilla, Gilliam, Morrow, and Sherman. I got those two backwards. New Mexico. San Juan, top left. McKinley, Cibola, Catrone, Socorro, Valencia, Bernalillo, Sandoval, Los Alamos, Santa Fe, Rio Reba, Taos. Top one is Colfax, Union, Harding, Mora, San Miguel, Torrance, Quay, Curry, Roosevelt, Guadalupe, De Baca, Lincoln, Chavez, Vea, Eddie, Otero, Sierra, Grant, Hidalgo. This is where I've got to use. So there's a Luna on the right. No, oops. And then Doña Ana. So Alt 0241. Alt 0241. There we go. Doña Ana is that one. New Mexico, Idaho. Oweehee, bottom left. Canyon, Ada, Elmore, Gooding, Thomas, Blaine, Lincoln, Jerome, Twin Falls, Cassia, Power, Oneida, Bear Lake. No, wait, that's in the corner. Bear Lake is in the corner. Franklin is that one. Bannock, Caribou, Bingham, Bonneville, Teton, which touches Teton County, Wyoming. Madison, Fremont does not touch Fremont County, Wyoming. Jefferson and Clark, Butte, Custer, Lemmy, Boise, Gem, Payette, Washington, Adams, Valley, Idaho County, Idaho. Lewis, Nez Perce, Benewa, I knew that. Kootenai, and Lata, Clearwater, Shoshone, Bonner, and Boundary, Alabama. Baldwin, Mobile, Washington, Choctaw, Pickens, Sumter. I'm just trying to go too fast, is why I'm making a lot of mistakes. Green, Hale, Marengo, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, Covington, Geneva, Houston, Henry, Dale, Coffee, Crenshaw, Butler, Lowndes, Montgomery, Wilcox, Dallas, Perry, Autauga, Elmore, Chilton, Bibb, Coosa. Bottom one is Pike, Bullock with a K, Macon, and then Barber, Russell, Lee, Chambers, Tallapoosa, Tuscaloosa on the left, Jefferson, Shelby, and then Talladega. Claiborne, Clay, Randolph, Etowah, St. Clair, Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Jackson, Madison, Marshall, Blount, Coleman, Morgan, Walker, Winston, Fayette, Lamar, Marion, Clinton, no, Franklin. I need to just take a minute to think about some of these. Colbert, because like even though I have a general idea of what some of them are, like just in my head, if I think of the wrong name in the moment, is what kind of happens sometimes. Lawrence, Limestone, and Lauderdale. Like Clinton, Franklin, I mix up sometimes. Names like that is what I need to focus on. Colorado. Top left is Moffat, Rio Blanco, Garfield, Mesa, Delta, Montrose, San Miguel, Dolores, Montezuma, La Plata, Arculeta, Ouray is that top Florida-looking one, and San Juan, Hinsdale, Mineral, Rio Grande. Below that is Conejos, Costilla, Alamosa, Saguache, Gunnison, Chaffee, hang on, there's Pitkin, and then Lake Eagle Summit, Clear Creek, and then there's, that was Pitkin, there's Gilpin, is that other small one. Grand, Root, Jackson, Larimer, Weld, Boulder, Broomfield, and Denver are the weird looking ones. Adams, Arapahoe, Jefferson, Douglas, Elbert, Pueblo, I messed those up. I meant to say El Paso. Teller, Park, Fremont, Custer, Huerfano, Las Animas. In the corner is Baca. Above that is Prowers, Otero. Yeah, nope. And then Bent. Kiowa is on the right, and then Crowley is that one. Lincoln, Cheyenne, Kit Carson, Yuma, Washington, Logan, Morgan. I also mix those up. It's hot in here. I'm not thinking straight. Like, I know it may seem stupid that, like, just mixing up two of them is a big deal to me, but, like, very rarely do I mix up two counties so often. Daniels, not Daniels, what is this? Phillips, and Sedgwick, Colorado, Montana. Lincoln, top left, Flathead, Glacier is where Glacier National Park is. Lake, Sanders, Mineral, Missoula, Ravalli, Beaverhead, Madison, Gallatin, Broadwater, Jefferson, Silverbow, Deer Lodge, Granite, Powell, Lewis and Clark. Can't imagine where that got its name from. Cascade, Meager, Teton, and Pondera. Above that is Toole, Liberty, Hill, Blaine, Phillips, and Valley. We got Choctaw, Judith Basin, Fergus, Petroleum. Below that, Muscle Shell, Golden Valley, Wheatland, Sweet Grass, 2 words, Park, Carbon, Bighorn, which touches Bighorn County, Wyoming, Stillwater, Yellowstone, Treasure, Rosebud, Garfield, Powder River, Carter, Custer, Fallon, Whipbox, Prairie, McCone, Dawson, Roosevelt, no, that's Richland, and then Roosevelt, Daniels, and Sheridan, Michigan. You know, I'll do north to south instead, because I almost always do south to north. Gojabik, Tonagon, Houghton. This one's tough. It's Kewani, Kinawi, Kinawi. There's two W's. Keweenaw. Keweenaw. There we go. Baraga. Because there's a very similar one in Wisconsin that's like Kewanee. I think that's the one in Wisconsin. Versus Keni. How did I spell it? Keweenaw, right? Keweenaw, Kenawi. Mix them up. Anyway. Marquette. Iron. Dickinson with an I. Menominee. Delta. Alger. Schoolcraft. Loose. Mackinac with no K. And Chippewa. Emmett. Cheboygan. Presque Isle. Presque Isle. Charlevoix, I think is how you say that. Leelanau. Antrim. Otsego. Montmorency. Alpena. Alcona. Iosco. Osoda. Ogema. Crawford. Ross. Common. Kalkaska. Misaki. Brand Traverse. Benzie. Wexford and Manistee. Mason. Lake. Osceola. Clare. Gladwin. Aranac. Bay, which makes sense. Huron, which also makes sense where it is. Tuscola. Sanilac and Saginaw. Midland. Isabella. Mecosta. Newego. Oceana. Muskegon. Ottawa. Kent. Montcalm. Gratiot. Ionia. Clinton. Shiawass. Genesee. I don't know if that's how you say that one. The previous one, Shiawass. I don't know. Lapeer. St. Clair. Howard. Wait, no, not Howard. Macomb. Oakland. Livingston. Ingham. Eaton. That one is Barry. Allegan. Van Buren. Berrien. Cass. Kalamazoo. Calhoun. St. Joseph. Branch. Hillsdale. Jackson. Washtenaw. Leelanau. Wait, no, it's Lenawi. Monroe on bottom. Wayne. Mississippi. Bottom to top. Hancock. Harrison. Jackson. George. Stone. Pearl River. Green. Wayne. Lamar. Or is that Forest? I think that one's Lamar. Nope. Alright, so Lamar, Forest, and... because I usually do this left to right. That row, at least. And then Perry. Okay, Perry is the rectangle one. Then Marion, Walthall, Pike, Amite, and Wilkinson in the corner. Above that is Adams, Franklin, Jefferson above, Claiborne above that, Warren, go Hines, Copia, Lincoln. Wait. Yeah, Lincoln and then Lawrence. Jefferson Davis. Or is it just Jeff Davis? No, it's Jefferson Davis. Then Covington and Jones. Simpson. Rankin. Madison. Yazoo. Issa Kenya. Sharkey. Humphreys. Holmes. Atta the Beak. Scott. Smith. Jasper. Clark. Newton. Neshoba. Lauderdale. Kemper. Noxubi. Lowndes. Winston. Octibia. Clay. Yes. Monroe. Chickasaw. Calhoun. Below that is Webster. That one is Choctaw. Montgomery. Carroll. Leflore, one word. Sunflower. Washington. Bolivar. Quahoma. Tallahatchie. Grenada. Yallowbusha. Quitman. Panola. That is Tunica. Tate. DeSoto. Marshall. Lafayette. Benton. Tippa. Alcorn. Prentice. Union. Pontotoc. Lee. Itawamba and Tishomingo. Tennessee. We'll go west to east. Shelby. Tipton. Lauderdale. Weekly? No! Oh my god, what? Next to it is Obion, and below those is Gibson. What the heck is that one? Oh, that's Dyer? Really? Okay. Lake. Henry. Benton. Carroll. Carroll. Henderson. Chester. Madison. Crockett. Haywood. Fayette. Hardyman. Mick. Mary. Hardin. Wayne. Decatur. Perry. Humphreys. Houston. Stewart. Montgomery. Dixon. Hickman. Lewis. Lawrence. Giles. Maury, like that. Williamson. Cheatham. Davidson. Robertson. Sumner. Not Sumter, Sumner. Trousdale is the small one. Macon. Clay. Jackson. Smith. Wilson. Rutherford. Bedford. Marshall. Lincoln. Moore. Franklin. Marion. Sequatchie. Grundy. Coffee. Cannon. Warren. Van Buren. DeKalb. White. Putnam. Overton. Pickett. Fentress. Scott. Morgan. Cumberland. Bledsoe. Rhea. Miggs. Rowan. Hamilton. Bradley. McMinn. Polk. Monroe. Blount. Sevier. Cock. Someone told me that's pronounced coke, not cock, but I like to think it's pronounced cock anyway. Loudon with no U. Knox. I don't actually know what it's named after though, so obviously it is pronounced coke. That was Knox. Anderson. Campbell. Claiborne. Union. Granger. Hancock. Hawkins. Hamblin. Jefferson. Green. McCoy. Sullivan is the top one. Johnson in the corner. Carter and Washington. Kentucky. I'll go east to west because I usually go the other way. Pike. Martin. Lawrence. Boyd. Greenup. Lewis. Carter. Elliott. Rowan. Morgan. That one is Johnson. Not. Wait. Okay, that one's Floyd. Oops. McGoffin. Breathitt. Harlan. Letcher. Also got those backwards somehow. Letcher's on the right? Okay. Perry. Leslie. Bell. Whitley. McCreary. Wayne. Clinton. Cumberland. Adair. Russell. Pulaski. Laurel. Below that, Knox. Clay. Owsley. Lee. Wolf. Jackson. Estill. Powell. And Menifee. Then we got, is that one? Because there's 3 here. I think that one's Bath, yep, Montgomery, and Clark. Below that, Madison, and Rockcastle, Gerard, Lincoln, Casey, Boyle, Mercer, Woodford, looks like a saw, Jessamine, Fayette, Bourbon, Nicholas, Fleming, Mason, Bracken, Robertson, Harrison, Scott, Franklin, Anderson, Spencer, Shelby, Henry, Owen, Grant, Pendleton is, Campbell, Kenton, Boone, Gallatin, Carroll, Trimble, Oldham, Jefferson, Bullitt, Nelson, Washington, Marion, Casey, Taylor, Green. Of all the green counties in the U.S., there's only 2 of them that are spelled like the color without an E at the end, and one of them is Kentucky, and the other one is Wisconsin. LaRue, Hardin, Meade, Breckenridge, Grayson, Edmondson, Hart, Metcalf, Barron with an E, Monroe, Allen, Simpson, Todd, is that one? Hang on. No, that one's Logan, actually. And then Todd, Christian, and then Tripp. Not Tripp, Trigg, oops. That one's Warren, Butler, Ohio, Molenberg with an E, Hancock, Davies with 2 S's, McLean, Henderson, Union, and then Webster, Hopkins, Caldwell, Crittenden, Livingston, Lyon, Marshall, Callaway with an O, Graves, McCracken, Ballard, Carlisle, Hickman, and Fulton. Right, Kentucky, North Dakota. It's crazy because I'm over halfway done, but there's like by far less than half the states left. Because there's just so many counties in the middle of the U.S. What was after Kentucky? It was North Dakota. Come on. And right there. Bottom left. Bowman, Slope, Golden Valley, Billings, McKenzie, Williams, Divide, Burke, Mount Trail, Ward, Renville, Bottineau, Rolette, Pierce, McHenry, McLean, Mercer, Oliver, Morton, Grant, Sioux. Bottom one is Adams, Hettinger, Stark, and Dunn. Sheridan, Burley, Emmons. That one is, what is that? That's McIntosh. Above that, Logan, Lamore, Dickey, Sargent, Ransom, Richland, Cass, Barnes, Stutzman, Kidder, Wells, Foster, Eddy, Benson, Ramsey, Towner, Cavalier, Pembina, Walsh, Nelson, Grand Forks, then Griggs, Steele, and Trail with 2 L's. Louisiana. Bottom right, Plaque Mines, Jefferson, St. Bernard, Orleans, St. Tammany, Washington, Tangipahoa, St. Helena, Livingston, St. John the Baptist, crazy name, St. James, St. Charles, La Force, Terrebonne, St. Mary, Iberia, St. Martin, which is one of the few counties to be completely split up into multiple parts, Ascension, Iberville, then West Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge, East Feliciana, and West Feliciana, and while I'm at it, Feliciana. Did I really type East twice? That's funny. While I'm at it, I'm going to do East Carroll in the top right and West Carroll, just to prove a point. And speaking of points, Point Coupe, St. Landry, Avoyelles. Bottom one is Vermilion with 1 L, Cameron, Calcasieu, Beauregard. But next to that is Allen and Evangeline. We got Lafayette on the right, Acadia and Jefferson Davis, Vernon, Sabine, Natchitoches, Rapids, Grant, LaSalle, Catahoula, Concordia, Tensas, Madison, Franklin, Richland, Morehouse, Union, Wachita, Caldwell, Wynn, Jackson, Lincoln, Claiborne, Webster, Bienville, Red River, DeSoto, 2 words. The one on the right is Bossier, and then Caddo. Siena, Minnesota. On the right, sticking out, is the wrong state. Minnesota. Cook, Lake St. Louis, Koochiching, Lake of the Woods, Rosa, Kitson, Marshall, Beltrami, Itasca, Cass, Hubbard, Clearwater, Pennington, Red Lake, Polk, Monoman, Norman, yep, Clay, Becker, Wadena, Ottertail, and then Wilkin, Traverse, and Big Stone. Love that. Swift, Stevens, Pope, Grant, Douglas, Todd, Morrison, above that Crow Wing, Aitken, Carlton, Pine, Cannabeck, Millax, Benton, Stearns, Sherburne. That one is Isanti. Yep. Chisago, Washington, Ramsey, Anoka. Yep. Hennepin is Minneapolis. We've got Dakota, Scott, Carver, and what is that one? Oh, that's Wright, Meeker, Candioi, Chippewa, and Renville, McLeod, Sibley, and Nicolette, LeSueur is next to Rice County, Goodhue, Wabasha, Winona, Houston in the corner, Fillmore, Mower, Freeborn, Olmsted, Dodge, Steele, Waseca, Blue Earth, Watonwan, Brown, Redwood, Cottonwood. We could do Faribault, Martin, Jackson, Nobles, plural. In the corner is Rock, Pipestone. Above that is Lincoln, Yellow Medicine, which has got to be the most interesting name. Yellow Medicine. Lac Qui Parle. Top one, Lyon, and that one is Murray. Indiana. Top to bottom. Lake, LaPorte are all on Lake Michigan. That makes sense. St. Joseph and Elkhart. Not Steuben. Steuben's after. It's Lagrange and then Steuben. DeKalb. Below that is Allen, Adams, and then Wells, Huntington. There we go. Above that, Whitley. Above that is Noble. Kosciuszko. Marshall, Fulton, Stark with an E, Pulaski, Jasper, Newton, Benton, Warren, White, Tippecanoe, Fountain, Vermilion with 2 L's, Vigo, Park with an E, Clay, Putnam, Montgomery. We'll go Hendricks, Boone, and then Clinton, Carroll, and Cass are all next to each other. Miami, Wabash, yep. Howard, Tipton, Grant, Blackford, Jay, Randolph, Wayne, Union, Franklin, Fayette, Henry, Delaware, Madison, Hamilton, Hancock, Marion, Morgan, Monroe are all next to each other. Brown, Bartholomew, and then Decatur. Above that one is Rush, and then Johnson. No, Shelby, and then Johnson. All right, but that one's Owen, Green. Next to that is Sullivan, Knox, Davies, Martin, Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings, and Jefferson are all next to each other. That one's below. There's Ripley, Dearborn, Ohio, which just barely doesn't touch Ohio, and then Switzerland County. We got Scott, Clark with no E, Floyd, Harrison, above that Washington, Orange, Crawford, below that is Harry, Spencer, Warwick, above those is Du Bois, Pike, Gibson, Vanderburg, there we go, and Posey in the corner. Wisconsin. Top left, Douglas, Bayfield, Ashland, Iron. Below those is Price and Taylor, Rusk, Sawyer. We got Washburn and Burnett next to each other with 2 T's. Polk, Barron with an O, St. Croix, Pierce, Pepin, Claire's to the right of that. Above that is Chippewa, and the one to the left is Dunn. To the right is Clark, Marathon. Above that, Lincoln, and Landglade to the right. Above that is Forest and Florence, and then we missed Villas is on the border, and Oneida. Marinette, Oconto, Menominee, Shawano, Brown, Door. This is the one that's similar name. It's Kewanee. Yep. Manitowoc, Sheboygan, Ozaki, Washington, Dodge. Above that is Fond du Lac. Above that, Calumet, Outagamie. Below that is Winnebago. We've got Wapaka, Washara, Green Lake, Marquette, Adams and Juneau, there's Wood and Portage, Jackson, Monroe, Buffalo is to the left, and then Tremblant, La Crosse, Vernon, Crawford, Richland, Sauk, Columbia. Below that is Dane. I've been there. That's the only county off the East Coast I've been to. To the left is Iowa County, Grant, Lafayette, Green, that's the other Green without an E, Green Rock, Walworth, Racine is, wait, okay, that's what I thought. Kenosha, Milwaukee. To the left of that is Waukesha and Jefferson. It's in Illinois. Like, there's still 1,000 counties left. There's like a third left, and I only have like a fifth of the states left, or no, less than that. Illinois. There we go. All right. Go Lake, Cook, DuPage, Will, Kankakee, Iroquois, Ford, Livingston, LaSalle, and Lee are all next to each other. Grundy, Kendall, Kane, DeKalb. Boone is the skinny one next to McHenry, Winnebago, Stephenson, Joe Davies in the corner. Carroll, below that is Whiteside and Google. Rock Island, Henry, without the Mick, Bureau, Putnam, Marshall, Stark, Peoria, Woodford, Tazewell, McLean, DeWitt is 2 words here, right? Piat. There's a DeWitt in Texas. That's 1 word. To the right of that is Champaign and Vermilion with 1 L, which touches Vermilion County, Indiana. Douglas, Edgar, Coles, Cumberland, Clark, Crawford, all touch each other. Back up top, we've got Mercer, Henderson, Hancock. To the right of that, McDonough, Warren, Knox, Fulton, Schuyler, Brown, Adams, Pike, Calhoun, Jersey, Green, Scott, Morgan, Cass, Mason. Mason touches Menard. Logan is to the right. Sangamon is the big one next to Christian, and above that is Macon and Moultrie. Below Shelby, Montgomery, Macoupin, Madison, Bond, St. Clair. Move down. Fayette, Effingham, then Jasper. Below that is Richland. To the left is Clay, and then Marion. Below that is Jefferson. We'll go Wayne, Edwards. What are these two? Lawrence is the top one, and then below that is it Rush? Yeah, I think it's, no, it's not. It's Wabash, I guess. Oops. White, Gallatin, Hardin, Pope, Massac. Above that is Johnson. That Williamson, yep. And then Franklin. The top one is Clinton. Washington, Perry. To the left is, no, that's Randolph. Actually, above that, I didn't get that one. That's Monroe. And then Jackson is below those. Union, Alexander in the corner, or the southernmost one, next to Pope. Nope, Pulaski. I already said Pope. And then of the two that are remaining, the bottom one is Saline, top one is Hamilton. South Dakota. Definitely not forgetting the one this time. I don't know, top right. Roberts, Grant, Marshall, Day, Brown, McPherson, Edmunds, Campbell, Walworth, Dewey, Zyback, Corson, Perkins, Meade below it. In the corner is Harding, Butte, Lawrence, Pennington, looks like an X, Custer, Fall River, Oglala, Lakota, Bennett, Jackson, Hackon, Stanley, Lyman. Above that is Hughes, which touches Hyde, and that touches Hand. Back to the left, we got Jones. Below that is Millet, Todd, Tripp, Gregory, Charles Mix. Above that is Brule, Buffalo, and then over there is Sully, Potter, Falk, Spink, Clark. That's the one I forgot somehow. Even though it's such a popular name, I forgot it. Codington. That's me, coding. A ton. Duel. Hamlin. Below those is Brookings on the right, and then Kingsbury and Beetle. There's Gerald, Sanborn, Aurora on the left. Below that is Douglas. Above that is Davison. And then to the right of that is Hanson and Hutchinson. Then top left is we got Minor, McCook, Minnehaha, and Moody all touch each other, and they surround the lake. Then Turner, Lincoln. On the left is Bonham, Yankton, Clay, and Union, bottom right. Well, I survived South Dakota. Iowa. Top right, Alamaki. Below that is Clayton. To the left is Fayette. Above is what is that? That is Winneshiek. Then Howard, Mitchell, Worth, Winnebago, Kossuth, Humboldt. Below it, to the right is right. Okay. Above that, Hancock, Cerro Gordo. That means Fat Hill. Floyd, Chickasaw. Below that is, well, I'm gonna do Franklin, and then there's Butler, Bremer, Black Hawk, Buchanan, and below those is Benton. All those start with B, and they all touch each other. To the right of that is Lynn, and then above that we've got Delaware and Dubuque, and then Cedar. That's not what I meant. I wasn't looking at the screen, that's why. What are those? Jones and Jackson, and then Cedar and Clinton. Scott, Muscatine, Johnson, Iowa County, Iowa. And then Poweshiek, then Jasper, Polk, Dallas, Guthrie. I'm gonna go somewhere else so you don't think I'm just... I didn't memorize necessarily Iowa just in order of rows. I feel like that wouldn't really have made sense to just memorize them in order of row. I tried to just remember them in groups more so that it's easier to remember what's around something than just what's like next in line. So I'm gonna go back to the top. That's Emmett, and then Dickinson. Below is Palo Alto. What? Oh. And then Clay, O'Brien, and Osceola, Lyon in the corner, Sioux, Plymouth, Cherokee, Buena Vista, Pocahontas, Woodbury, Ida, Sac, Monona, Harrison. We'll go Crawford, Carroll, Calhoun, Webster, that's not Hancock, that's Hamilton, Hardin, Grundy, Tama, Marshall, Story, Boone, and Green. Those two are Audubon on the right, Audubon and Shelby. Below is Potawatomi. Love that name. And then Cass, Adair. I'll go down and do Mills, Fremont, Montgomery, Page, Taylor, Ringgold, Decatur, Adams, Union, Madison, Clark, Lucas, Warren, Marion. Below that is Monroe, and then Wayne. Appanoose and Davis, Van Buren. Above that is Jefferson. To the left, Wapello, Mahaska, Keokuk, Washington. That one is Louisa. We got Henry, Des Moines, which is not where Des Moines is in Iowa. Des Moines is in the very middle. And then Lee. Arkansas. I'm actually making really good time, I think. Bottom. We'll go bottom right. That one is Chicot. Above that, Desha, Drew, Ashley, Bradley, Calhoun, Wachita, Union, Columbia, Lafayette, Miller, right? Wait, before I hit enter, yeah. Little River, Hemp Hill. No, wait, no, I didn't enter. Hempstead. Hemp Hill is in Texas. Sevier, Howard, Pike, Polk, Montgomery, Garland. Below that is Hot Spring, singular. That's probably where Hot Spring National Park is. Clark, Nevada, Dallas, Grant, Cleveland, Lincoln, Jefferson, Arkansas, County, Arkansas. That one is Phillips, Lee, St. Francis. Where is that then? Oh, that's in Missouri. St. Francis, okay. Oops. Crittenden, Mississippi County. Cross, Poinsett, Craighead, Green, Clay, Randolph, Lawrence, Sharp, Independence, Jackson, Woodruff, White, Monroe, Prairie, Lanoke, Pulaski, hang on, yeah, Faulkner, above Claiborne, Stone, Izzard, Fulton, and then Baxter, Marion, below that Searcy, Van Buren, I can't type, Van Buren, Conway, is... Hang on. Bottom one is Saline. Yes. Perry. Yell. Logan. Below is Scott. Sebastian. Crawford. Franklin. Johnson. Pope. Newton. Boone. Carroll. Madison. Washington. And Benton. Yes. Missouri. Bottom to top, sure. We'll go McDonald is in the bottom left. To the right is Barry. Stone, Tanny, Howell. Oh shoot, no. Ozark. I meant that. Douglas, Christian. We'll go Oregon County. Ripley, Butler, Dunklin. Bottom one is Pemiscot, New Madrid, Mississippi. Scott, Cape Girardeau, Perry, Saint Genevieve, Saint Francois is what I was thinking of earlier. Below that is Madison, Bollinger, Stoddard, Wayne, Iron, Ray Reynolds, Carter, Shannon, Dent, Washington, Jefferson, Franklin. Below that is Crawford, Phelps, Pulaski, Texas, which might be the biggest county in the state. That would make sense. Laclede is the weird pointy one. Below that is there's Worth. Okay. No, what? Webster and Wright. Okay. I feel stupid for typing that. Dallas. Polk. Below that is Green. Cedar. Yep, that's that one I'm looking at. Just believe me, I was looking at it. And then, not Dent, Dade. And Lawrence. Alright, Vernon is the fifth one up from the bottom left. Below it is, Jasper's in the middle. I think one of these is Newman. Newman's probably the top one. Nope, that's the bottom one. Okay. Right, because that one's Barton. Okay. Bates. Cass. St. Clair. Hickory. Above that is Benton. And then Henry to the right, or I mean the left. Camden. Morgan. Miller. Monmouth. Well, no. We'll go Maries. Gasconade. Osage. Cole. Then Moneta. And then Cooper. Pettis. Saline. Lafayette, or just Fayette? I think it's Fayette. No, I feel like this one's Lafayette. Yep. Jackson on the left. Johnson below. That's Johnson. Yep. Then we'll go all the way to the right. We got St. Louis City is the small one, and then St. Louis, and then St. Charles. Warren, Montgomery, Callaway with 2 A's or 3 A's. Boone, Howard, Randolph above. Then Audrain, Lincoln, Pike, Rawls. Monroe, Marion, Shelby, Macon. Above that one is Adair, Knox, Lewis and Clark. Scotland, Schuyler, Putnam, Mercer, Sullivan. Below that is Lynn, and Livingston is to the left. Above that is Grundy. We got Chariton, Carroll, Ray, Clay, Clinton, Caldwell. Above that is Davies and DeKalb to the left. Above that is Gentry, and then Harrison. Then the bottom one is Platt, Buchanan, Andrew, Holt, Nottoway, spelled differently than in, that's how you spell it in Virginia, Atchison, Nebraska. We are so close. We'll go right to left because I usually don't do that. Richardson. Above that is Nemaha, Otoe, Cass. Below those, Johnson and Pawnee. Then Gage, Lancaster, Saunders, Sarpy. Above that is Douglas, Dodge, Washington, Burt, Thurston, Dakota, which barely touches South Dakota, Dixon, Cedar, yeah, Cedar, Knox. Below is Antelope, I love that name, Boone, Pierce, Wayne, Madison, Stanton, Cumming, Colfax, Platt, Nance, Merrick, Hamilton, Polk, York, Butler, Seward, Saline, Jefferson. Then Fillmore's top right, and then below that is Thayer, Knuckles, and Clay. We got Webster. Above that is Adams, Hall, Howard, Greeley, and Wheeler, Holt, Boyd, Kia, Paha, Rock, Brown. I'll go Garfield, Loop, and Blaine, obviously with an E, Custer, Valley, Sherman, Buffalo, Dawson, That one is, Franklin is the bottom one, and then it's Harlan, Harlan, and then Furnace, and then Red Willow, and then back to the right, that one is Kearney with an E, and then Phelps, and then Gosper, Frontier. Above that is Lincoln, Logan, Thomas. Cherry is the big one. Hooker, Grant. Below that, Arthur, McPherson, Keith, Perkins. Chase, Dundee, bottom left corner. And then next to those is Hitchcock on the bottom and Hayes. Then we got Duel. Above that, Garden. Above that, Sheridan, then Dawes, Sherman on the left. No, Sioux is what I meant. Oops. And then Box Butte, Scotts Bluff, Morrill. Below that is Cheyenne. To the left is Kimball, spelled like that. And the last one is Banner. Kansas. Where is K? Kansas. top left, Cheyenne, Rollins, Decatur. Below that is Sheridan, Thomas, Sherman, Wallace, Logan, Gove, Trago, Graham. What is that one? Oh, that's Norton. And then Phillips, Smith, Osborne, Brooks. Below that, Ellis. And then Russell. And then top one is Jewel, Republic. Below that is Cloud, Ottawa. And then Morris. Oh no, what? Oops. I meant Saline. Ellsworth is the third one from the top, and then above that is Lincoln and Mitchell. Washington. Below that is Clay, Dickinson, Geary, Riley, Potawatomi, spelled differently, Wabonzi, Marshall, Nemaha, Brown, Doniphan, Atchison, Wyandotte, spelled differently than Ohio, is the small one for Kansas City. Leavenworth, and then, hang on. Wait, no, Jackson is the top one, and then Jefferson, and then Douglas and Johnson. Okay, there we go. Shawnee, Osage, Coffee with a Y, Franklin, Anderson, Miami, yep, Lynn, no, wait, yeah, it is Lynn. Below that is Bourbon, Crawford, and Cherokee. Next to that is Labette, Neosho, and above that is Allen, yep. Then Wilson, and Montgomery. Then Chautauqua, which, after learning New York, I thought there was no way there'd be another Chautauqua County. Elk, Greenwood, yep. Lyon, Chase, Marion, McPherson, Harvey, Bryce, Reno. We'll go Butler and Sedgwick and Kingman. Then Cowley, Sumner, Harper. What is that one? Barber is the top right. No, wait, what? And then that's Barton? Okay. I knew they both started with B, but of course, I messed them up. That's okay. Next is Pratt. I'll go Comanche is the bottom one, next to Clark without any. Ford, Hodgman, and Ness. Next to that is Rush and Pawnee, Edwards, Kiowa, and what is that one? That's Stafford. All right, top row, we got Greeley, Wichita, which is not where Wichita, Kansas is. Scott, Gove was the top one, so that's Lane. Finney, Gray, Haskell, Meade, Seward, Stevens, Morton. Above that is is Hamilton. To the right of that is Kearney without an E. And that last one is Grant. Oklahoma. We'll go left to right. Cimarron, Texas. Beaver. Texas might again be the biggest county in the state. Or that one might be bigger, probably. Harper, Ellis, Woods, Major, Alfalfa, Grant, Garfield, K, yep, Noble, Osage is the one I was talking about, Pawnee, Payne, Logan and Lincoln, Creek, Tulsa, Washington, Nowata, Craig, Ottawa, Delaware, Adair, Cherokee, Sequoia, Muskogee with a K, Wagoner, above is Rogers on the left, and Mays. All right. Back to the left, we'll go Roger Mills, Beckham, Harmon, Jackson, Greer, Kiowa, Washita, Custer, Dewey, Blaine, Kingfisher, Canadian, Oklahoma, which is Oklahoma City, Cleveland, Pottawatomie, spelled like Kansas, not like Iowa, Seminole, Okfuskee and Okmulgee, McIntosh, Hughes, yep. On the left we got Caddo, Comanche, and Cotton, and that one's Tillman. Jefferson is below Stephens, is below Brady, McLean, Garvin, Murray, Is that Johnson? No, that's Carter, Love, Marshall, Bryan, Choctaw, McCurtain. Above that is the floor, 2 words. Pushmataha, Latimer. That one is Haskell. Pittsburgh, not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Cole is the small one in the middle. Pontotoc. That one is Johnston. And Atoka. All right, the last state. We are on great time. Let's see how fast I can do it. All right, speed run. Dallam. Sherman. Below is Moore. Hartley to the left. Hutchinson to the right. Below, above that is Hansford. Ochiltree. In the corner is Lipscomb. Not Wheeler. That one is Hemphill. I mentioned that earlier. Then Wheeler's below that. We got Roberts. Below that is Gray, Carson, Potter, Oldham, Deaf Smith, Randall, Armstrong, Donnelly, Collingsworth. Below is Childress. To the left is Hall, Briscoe, and then what is that? That's Swisher. And then Castro and Palmer. All right, then we got Bailey, Lamb, Hale, Floyd, Motley, Cottle, Ford, spelled like that, Hardyman. That one is Will. Wait, what? Hang on. The next one is Wichita. That's Will Barger. There we go. Cochran. No, Hockley. Lubbock is Lubbock, Texas. And then I'll go Yoakum and Terry, Lynn, Garza, just because I'm thinking of those. Kent, and then Stonewall. The row above it is Crosby, Dickens, and then King, Knox, Baylor. Baylor is not actually in Baylor County. Archer, Clay. Below that is, what is that? That one is Jack. To the left is Young and Throckmorton, and then Haskell. Alright, going to the right, we have, those ones are, well, I'll go Wise, then Denton, and then Collin. Below it, that small square is Rockwall, and then Dallas is actually where Dallas is. Tarrant is Fort Worth. Then Parker, Palo Pinto, Callahan. No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong spot. I knew what that was. I just was not looking at the right spot. That one is Steffens. Below it is Eastland, and then Callahan. I knew that. Then Taylor. Above that is Jones. To the right of that is Throckmorton and Shackleford. All the way on the left, well, I'll just go Fisher, Nolan, and then Scurry, and Mitchell, and Howard, Borden, Dawson. Below that is Martin, and then Gaines, Andrews. I'll go along the top still. What the heck is that one? It's Montague, and then Grayson is the next one. That one is Cook with an E. I'm gonna go Kaufman because I'm thinking about it, and then Van Zant. Above those is Rains, Wood. Above that is Hopkins, Hunt, Fannin, Lamar, Delta, Red River, Bowie, Cass, Marion, Harrison. Greg is the small one to the left. Above that is Upshur, Camp. Left is Franklin, Titus, and Morris. Yep. Then we got Penola, no, that one is Shelby, and then Sabine, which touches Sabine, Louisiana. San Augustine. We got Nacogdoches, I think is how you say it. Nacogdoches. Above that is Rusk, Smith, Cherokee, Angelina. We'll go Houston is not actually where Houston is. Houston, above that is Anderson and Henderson. And then we'll go Navarro. Above that is Ellis, Hill, Johnson, Hood, Somerville. Somerville? Yeah, Somerville. It's definitely that. Then, that one's that one. It's Arath, Comanche. Yep, below that is Mills. To the right of that is Hamilton and Busk. We'll go Brown, Coleman, Runnels, and then Coke. I'm gonna do Western. El Paso, Hudspeth, Culberson, my bad. Well, that is Jeff Davis and Presidio, Brewster, and Terrell, and Pecos, and Reeves. The other two big ones down there are Valverde and Crockett. Now we got Loving, which is actually the least populated county in the country. Ward, Winkler, Crane. Above that is Ector. We got Midland and Upton. Then Reagan and Irion, Tom Green, Sterling, and Glasscock with 2 S's. And Concho. Then there's McCulloch, San Saba. Below that is Jano, which I think means full in Spanish. Mason, Menard, Schleicher, Sutton, Edwards, Real, Bandera, Gillespie. That's not what I was looking at. I was looking at Kerr. Kimball, spelled differently. Kinney, Maverick, Uvalde, Zavala. Yep. To the right of that is Frio, Medina, Bexar is San Antonio. Above that is Kendall, Comal, Guadalupe, Hayes, Blanco. I'll go Travis Williamson. That one is Caldwell. I'll go Burnett with 1 T. That one is Lampasas, Coriel, Bell, Falls, Nick Lennon. Yep. Alright. Move it on over. There's Limestone and Freestone. Leon, Madison, Robertson is next to Milam, Brazos, Burleson, Lee, and oh my god, my fingers are real tired of typing. To be fair, I've been typing for over 2 hours. That one is, wait, what the heck? It's Bastrop. There we go. Washington, Grimes, Montgomery. Above that is Walker, San Jacinto, Trinity, Polk, Tyler, yep, Jasper, Newton, Orange, Jefferson, Hardin, Liberty, Chambers, Harris is actually Houston, Waller, Austin, yep, Fayette, Colorado County, love that. That one is, we'll go Wharton, it's below Colorado, Fort Bend, La Vaca is the one I was looking at, Jackson, and Matagorda, and Brazios Brazarios? Brazario. Brazios. Okay, that one's gonna take a second to get. What is this other one though? Oh no. I can't forget this one, right? Hang on. It's Galveston. Okay. Galveston. Galveston and Brazoria. Okay. That was probably the final hurdle, like remembering those. Calhoun, as I was saying. Aransas, Refugio, Goliad, Victoria, DeWitt, one word. Carnes. Above that, Wilson. Above that is Gonzalez. Tascosa. Live Oak. B. San Patricio. Nooses. No, that's Jim Wells. Duval. Yep. McMullen. And LaSalle. 2 words. That one is... What the heck is it? Webb is the big one. That one is... Dimit. There we go. Zapata. Star. Jim Hogg. Brooks. Clayburg. Kennedy. Willisey. Hidalgo. And Cameron. Stop the timer. That's crazy. We did it. Wow. Finally learned them all. Super happy, I guess. I don't know how to react. Yeah, I did it. Cool.